coming to you from the middle of the country, a new voice in politics, a show that is breaking away from the two-party system. In the Middle, with your host, Justin Staten.
You know, it's getting harder. It's getting harder to find hope in America. I believe America has almost completely descended into stupidity. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm glad you made it back for another one. And yeah, I took a couple days off. I had some business stuff going on. And so I had to take a couple of days off, take care of that stuff. So I apologize for not bringing you a show. But as I was preparing to do another show, you know, when you take 2 days off and when you're doing a show like this and you're constantly reading news stories and articles and everything like that, you start to get knee deep in all these subjects. And when you take a couple of days off and you go back to, you know, I guess normal, because nothing in the media and the political spheres seem normal anymore. And you take a few days off, you go back into the real world and you start, you know, working on things that matter, right? And things that are important. And you come back, you realize how stupid America has become. And today's episode is going to be a little bit different. One of my favorite podcasters and one of my most favorite podcasts to listen to is Real AF with Andy Frisella. And I've been listening to Andy for a little over a year now. And, you know, he started with a podcast based on entrepreneurship. And it kind of slowly morphed into a podcast about politics and current events and what's going on in the world. And it was honestly Andy Frisella's podcast that got me kind of off my butt, if you will, and doing this podcast, you know, lending a voice, trying to be a voice for clarity and reality and dividing or getting through the divide of our two political party system, which is basically a uniparty, and just getting back to common sense and logic and our fundamental civil rights or human rights in the Constitution. And Andy, basically, his whole point has been, you know, we're getting misled, we're being misdirected, there's a lot of propaganda, and we need good people to stand up and run for office and change this stuff. Because, you know, his sentiment, and I share in this sentiment, is if we don't do something, all of our ways of life are under attack and susceptible to failing. And, you know, for somebody that's, you know, almost 42 years old, I'll be 42 in April, growing up in America, yeah, we've had our issues and we've had our problems, but we have always had our freedoms. And, you know, of course we don't live in a perfect country and you know, again, we have our issues, but at the very end of the day, we always had our freedoms, and it didn't always matter which political party you were a part of. It didn't really matter, you know, who you voted for. Right was right, wrong was wrong. Common sense, you know, usually prevailed. Logic usually prevailed. And the goal of America was to continuously progress and get better, right? Not get progressive, but make progress. And I feel like for the first time in my life, we're at a junction and an inflection point in America where we're not progressing anymore. And we're losing more and more of our freedoms every day to global elitists and, you know, elitists here in America that are all about money, power, and control. It is, to me, quite obvious what is going on, but to so many, it's not. And this show is going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to talk about news stories today. I'm going to take a page from Andy Frisella, Real AF, and I'm just going to have a real talk with you guys. Because as I was getting ready for the show, I'm going through articles and looking at the headlines that are in the news and trying to figure out, what do I want to parse through today to bring to the audience and to the show. And I got to be honest, it's absurd. The headlines are absurd. The shit that we are worried about. Oh, yeah. And if you've got kids in the car, if you're in the car or whatever, you got your family, I'm probably not going to have the best language on today's show because I'm just going to do it real. I'm just going to have a real talk with you guys. Because coming back after taking 2 days off and getting some other things done and reading the headlines that are prevailing in America right now, it's embarrassing. It is utterly embarrassing how unfocused, uneducated, unrealistic most Americans are. These headlines wouldn't exist if Americans were smarter than we are. And I'm not going to put myself into that camp. I'm not going to put myself into the same camp as stupid people because I'm not stupid. I work hard to not be stupid. I work hard to look for the facts, uncover the facts, and then utilize those facts to make decisions. I wouldn't be able to be in business. I wouldn't be able to grow a portfolio and grow the business if facts didn't matter, right? And in my world, you don't succeed unless facts matter. So you can't just turn a blind eye to them when it's convenient for you, because when you do that, you make mistakes. And those mistakes, which I have made before, typically lead to your failure. Your business losing money, or, you lose customers and then you lose money. Either way, nothing good happens when you ignore facts or when you don't pay attention to details. It's kind of like in the military. Like if you don't pay attention to details, sometimes people die. And so it's important. Sorry, I'm messing with the microphone a little bit. It's important to pay attention to facts and details. And in the world I live in and operate in every day, facts and details matter. It's the only thing that matters. Yet, we live in a society of people, and it's obvious reading these headlines, because these headlines wouldn't exist if facts mattered. Details mattered in America anymore. We wouldn't have headlines like the ones we have constantly. We just wouldn't. And so preparing for the show, I'm seeing, drag queen crap that, people are calling. For example, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Arkansas governor, signed a bill saying, hey, in schools, public schools in Arkansas, you have to use a bathroom based off the gender that is on your birth certificate. Basically saying if you're a guy, you're going to use the men's restroom. And if you're a biological woman, you're going to use the women's restrooms in public schools or in public places. And now she's a racist and a Nazi and all these things. It makes no sense. It's stupid. I'm seeing all these headlines about how liberals and Democrats, people on the far left, idiots, morons, want Donald Trump arrested for a crime that was never committed. And the evidence is overwhelming. The evidence is so overwhelming, okay, i.e. the facts, for you stupid people out there, the facts are that he never committed a crime. Did he create some sort of moral issue for him and his family by possibly having an affair with a porn star and all? Of course he did. And I'm not questioning Donald Trump's morality. I'm just questioning the facts of this case that this AG in New York is looking at. And the facts are that FEC and federal prosecutors all said years ago, there's nothing there. Nothing illegal, at least. You can say that he has some moral issues, but find me one human being that hasn't had some moral issues. And I'm not sticking up for Donald Trump having an affair with a porn star. I mean, that's something I would not do. And it's something I do not support. But how in the hell did we get to a point in America where we're trying to throw somebody in jail simply because we don't like him? Simply because he's on the other end of the political aisle. And if you're one of those people that wants to see him arrested just because you don't like him, you're stupid. You're an idiot. Or worse, you're a communist. But if you think that's acceptable behavior, you're the reason America is decaying. 100% the reason. And at the same time, this is how stupid America is right now. At the same time, we're trying to arrest a foreign president for a crime he didn't commit. We've got evidence, facts that a Chinese energy company that is state-controlled, meaning owned by the Communist Party, sent over $3 million to the Biden family. And you don't care. Because you think, oh, there's nothing wrong there. There's no crimes were committed there. Well, you don't know that. You don't know that no crime has been committed there because you don't know why the money was sent, what the money was for, because it could be criminal. It's unethical at best. It's criminal at worst. That's the facts. And you're right. We don't know. But nobody wants to investigate it because you're idiots, because you're morons, because your guy winning is more important than reality. And in that same story, we find out the same energy company, after sending millions of dollars to the Biden family, invested in green technology companies. That's a fact. It's not make-believe. It's not something that, you know, the Republicans are just saying, or that journalists who actually do journalism are saying. It's a fact. They went out and bought up stock in green energy companies, solar, wind. And we just recently passed under the Biden administration in a Democrat-controlled House. We just passed the Green New Deal, which is going to put billions and billions in the pockets of these green energy companies. What was the money for? And if you're not somebody who's wanting to know the answer to that question, you're the problem. You're an idiot. You're stupid. And America has just completely descended into stupidity. COVID. When was the last time you trusted the government to give you an untested, unverified vaccine that is only on emergency use as it is? And you're like, yeah, totally safe and effective. Let me get that. And then when the data starts coming out that shows, hey, it's not totally safe or effective, you still buy the bullshit. Because you're stupid. Because facts, data, reality doesn't matter to you. You're happy being spoon-fed propaganda, which is the point, and picking a side and virtue signaling and acting like you have moral authority over other humans. When really, the reality is you're a useful idiot at worst, and at best, just a moron. And you're too proud to step back for a second and go, let me look at the facts here. Like it's just trying to put the show together today, reading all the headlines about transgenderism and how you're racist, Nazi, all these isms because you're not okay with drag queen shows with kids and them, you know, using bathrooms with little kids. is absurd. You are an idiot and you're not, there's no virtue in saying that's acceptable. It's a sickness to say it's acceptable because kids don't get choices. So we have to protect them and their innocence and let them grow up being kids. Trust me, we all know as adults, they got enough ahead in the future. Let's give him some more mental issues and confuse the shit out of them as it comes to gender. That's the shit we're talking about daily. National Puppy Day. I saw that one. Who gives a shit about National Puppy Day? We just had China and Russia solidify their alliance over the weekend. You had President Xi telling Putin, hey, these are changes that haven't happened in 100 years, meaning they're about to become the world superpower. Russia just agreed to use Chinese currency in trade deals with other countries. China just brokered a peace agreement between Iran and Saudi Arabia, who have been at each other's throats for decades and hundreds of years. And China just brokered a peace agreement. I mentioned it on a show before that they had signed an energy deal with them. That's a big deal. But you're too stupid to pay attention. That's the truth. And I'm not sorry for saying it. Because these headlines wouldn't exist. All this dumb shit that you're inundated with, all the lies, all the propaganda, all the misdirection and sideshow bullshit wouldn't exist if you didn't buy it. Because you're stupid. It is crazy to me that the first time in human history, we have access to all the knowledge and information in the world at our fingertips at all times, yet we have gotten dumber. Not we. I'm not putting myself in the boat with you stupid people. I'm not. Because you're dumb. Because facts don't matter. Reality does not matter. Just like when saying there was a violent insurrection on January 6th. An organized, coordinated, violent overthrow of a government. For you dummies who don't know the definition of an insurrection. And that is not what happened. A protest that got completely out of control. And certain people violating crimes and being trespassed at the Capitol. Yeah, that happened. And those people who broke windows and broke doors and fought with Capital City Police should be and have been arrested and charged with their crime. But so should have all the Antifa people that burnt down cities all across America all summer long in 2020. But no, instead, we're so stupid that we'll create bail funds for people who burn federal buildings in cities all across America. And that's a peaceful protest, by the way. But when a peaceful protest that gets out of control on January 6th happens, it's an insurrection. Get the fuck out of here. If you believe that shit, you're the problem. You're stupid. Completely stupid. Real talk. If you can watch America burn all summer long in 2020 and federal buildings being burned down and can call that a peaceful protest, people died at those protests. Lots of people died. Many were injured. Billions of property damage occurred. Some parts of those cities are still not completely rebuilt today. And if we can call that peaceful protest and create bail funds to bail those people out, and we're going to call January 6th, where billions of dollars of damage wasn't done, the only person that died was shot by a Capital City police officer, We're going to call that a violent insurrection. You're a moron if you believe that. Of course they want you to believe it, and of course that's the talking point in D.C., because it allows them to control you idiot. And all you useful idiots that jump on the bandwagon with those talking points are stupid. Yes, there were elements of January 6th that were wrong. The people breaking shit and breaking into the Capitol and busting doors and punching or, hitting Capitol City police are violent criminals. It is our constitutional right to protest our government for redress. It's constitutionally protected as long as it's peaceful. And when that government stops listening to the people in those protests, what do you think the Second Amendment's for? It's so that we can take back by force our government if necessary. There wasn't a single person armed in that crowd. And there was no evidence that our government wasn't listening to our protest at the time. The only thing that got out of control was those antagonizers, which there were plenty in the crowd. Not only that, but there were federal agents. That's another fact that you morons out there seem to not want to get or understand. Nobody's denying that. Nobody's saying it's not true. Because it is. There were federal informants and federal agents in the crowd. There were also Antifa agonizers in the crowd. Now, by saying that, am I excusing any Trump supporter that broke the law? No, I'm not. But it's a fact. So it's important to the context. It's important to understand that it wasn't an insurrection. It was literally a protest that got out of control, and partly because of the antagonizers and probably informants in the crowd stirring people up. But it doesn't excuse the people for going through with breaking windows and breaking doors and fighting with Capitol City Police. But it is far from an insurrection. You guys wouldn't fucking know what an insurrection looks like because you're too pathetic. That's why. You'll believe that, but you won't believe that the Hunter Biden laptop is real and that all the emails, and I don't care about his crack smoking, prostitute, banging pictures. I don't care. He's a scab. Do I think he's a disgusting human with moral problems too? Yes. But again, find me one person who's never had a moral issue in their life. Because you can't. But I don't care about all that. I care about the emails talking about all their business dealings with foreign countries. Because again, at worst, it's criminal. At best, it's unethical. At worst, you've sold out the American people to enrich yourself and your family. And at best, you just made a really, really bad decision. But we should know. We have the right to know if one of our government officials, Joe Biden, was peddling information on the United States for money. But you bought the whole fucking story that it was Russian disinformation. When now Hunter Biden himself is suing the laptop repair guy. A fact, look it up for you stupids out there. He's now suing this guy for breach of privacy, violation of his privacy. Nobody's denying that the contents aren't real or Russian disinformation. You can't sue somebody for violating your privacy if the information on the laptop's not yours. But you're stupid enough to think that's the case. That's how stupid America has become. Where facts, logic, details don't matter. Just winning an argument point or a political point is the only thing that matters. It's pathetic. It's stupid. We're going to call January 6th a violent insurrection, but Hunter Biden's laptop, which he is admitting is real Russian disinformation, still to this day, they still say it on the news. The news you consume like an idiot. Give me more. Because you're a moron. You choose to be stupid. You don't have to. You can wake up anytime you want, but you choose not to. You choose to just hang out in your echo chambers and virtue signal, because that's what it is. That's all it is you virtue signaling. Look at me. Look at how, I'm so accepting and understanding and blah, blah. And it's not even about that, but you're being tricked into thinking it is because you're an idiot. You're the dumbest among us. Take a drink of coffee because I don't give a shit. I don't even know. It makes it hard to want to do this show because America is so fucking stupid now that it makes it hard to even care enough about you idiots out there to try to wake you up. I don't know if we can pull back from this crazy shit anymore. I really don't know. It makes me just want to put my head down, do my shit, become extremely wealthy, which I will. And when the shitstorm happens and all you dum-dums out there that like ushered this in are struggling and unable to survive, then that's on you. Because I can promise when the communist takeover happens, and that's essentially what's happening, the wealthy among us, the best, those who produce and do things, will not be the ones that are gotten rid of. It'll be all the dum-dums, the stupid people. So it kind of makes me just want to say, you know what? Screw it. The people who are in this country are just too stupid to figure it out. For so long, I've been long on America. Like, I've been hopeful that, hey, you know what? We can change this. Because the reality is most people don't give a shit about transgenderism or gay or black, white, or any of that shit. We simply don't care. We don't care what your skin color is. We don't really give a shit what your religion is. I don't give a shit if you want to wear a dress and you're a guy, or you want to be a dude and you're a girl. I don't care. Like, the reality is most people don't give a shit. But you, the media and everybody around you that's telling you, oh, no, everybody does care. And any of these people that say anything opposite of what we say are an ism, racism, sexism, you name the ism or the ist, that's what they are. And you buy it, hook, and because you feel the need to virtue signal, because you feel the need to just look morally superior and accepting, you believe it. You believe because somebody differs in opinion, you're better than them, and you have to prove that by virtue signaling. And because so many people are so worried about virtue signaling, they're giving up their logic, common sense, and intelligence because it takes no intelligence to virtue signal. So you're getting dumber with every virtue signal because you're unable to debate. You're unable to think for yourself. You get spoon-fed your diet of talking points every day from your media and stand on your moral high ground. And it's embarrassing. And I know some of you are probably like, well, what are you doing right now? Isn't that you standing on your moral high ground? No, because I already know I'm not better than anybody else. I know I'm not. I'm not better than anybody else. I'm not smarter or whatever than anybody else. And I already know that. So I don't feel the need to virtue signal to try to show people how amazing that I am. Because I know we're all flawed. I just want the facts. I just want to know what the truth is. That's it. I just want the truth. But we don't live in a country where a media gives a shit about the truth anymore and getting to the facts. They just want to spoon feed you their talking points. and you're buying it. Most of you. On both sides. That's why I wanted to do the show. To say, guys, stop buying the bullshit. But every day I just see more bullshit and more people regurgitating it for political points or to make themselves feel morally superior than their neighbor. Like, get out of here. So yeah, it makes it hard to want to do a show like this. And I'm almost 30 episodes in, and I committed I would do this for a year. And I probably still will, because I want to do what I say I'm going to do. But I'm not going to lie, it makes it hard. It makes it hard to do a show when you read the headlines that are out there and the people that are buying that shit hook, line, and sinker, because it just proves how stupid we have become in America. Our geopolitical landscape is changing every day around us, and we're over here worried about stupid shit. And it makes no sense. We're worried about trans rights. We're worried about trans women, being allowed to compete in women's sports, which is just absurd on its face. You can't see. You guys can't wake up and see that whole ideology, and it's not all trans people that are pushing this. And it's definitely not the LGBT community that's pushing it. It's radicals pushing it. And then they get everybody stirred up, their whole little radical base, and they go get loud to make it seem like the base is so much bigger than it is, when it's not. And it's just an attempt to be radical and erase women and what's real. Like, we're going to but that's what we're focused on. That's how stupid it is. And the latest Netflix show or the latest thing on TV or the Kardashians or whatever. Or what they're saying on ESPN, or that's what we're focused on. So people like Joe Biden can get out on stage in front of the cameras and just lie to your face, which he does almost every single time he opens his mouth. He has a history of lying and plagiarizing. It's well known. It's well documented. There's plenty of video from the last couple times he ran for president to prove it. He's even admitted to it. But you dum-dums out there, you stupid people, still think it's not true. Because you're stupid. You're just stupid. Stupid people. And there used to be a time in America where it's like we craved intelligence. We craved knowledge. We craved knowing the facts. Now you're just okay being spoon-fed your diet of stupidity every day. It's real talk. It just is what it is. And again, this is not me. I don't feel morally superior to anybody. I just value the facts and truth and reality. That's it. And the Bill of Rights. That's it. That's what I value. And I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on. I don't care what political party you're in. I don't care. I just want to know the truth about everything. And if you're on one side or the other and you're doing bad shit, doing corrupted shit, taking advantage of the American people, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to call you out. Because that's the only way you can stay grounded in the truth. That's what our media used to do. They were apolitical. Why? Because they didn't want to be sucked in for this very reason. Because now we don't have a media. We don't have a press in this country anymore. It's gone. Because they've all picked a side. So you just believe their shit. As I'm sitting here, I'm reading a non-binary second grade teacher says she taught students that a person can be born in a body that doesn't match their gender. And some people aren't a boy or a girl. That's what we're fighting for. Stupidity. It's not reality. It's not science. You are the same stupid people that on one breath said trust the science when COVID was happening, who will say somebody can change their biological sex because they say so. You're the same people. That's how fucking stupid you are. Sick of it. Just sick of the stupidity. At least make a better argument. Like something like, hey, I know you can't biologically change your sex, like, because we're going to stick with reality. I know that. So maybe what I'm suggesting or offering up is, can we look at not redefining man and woman and the biological sex, however, and eliminating it for everybody, because that's just fucking crazy talk. It's just what crazy people talk about. Hey, because, less than 1% of the population feels this way, let's change the definition for everybody. No, go fuck yourself. How about that? How about let's stop being crazy, stupid people? But you could make a different argument. Say, yeah, no, I know it's science and that's, biologically, you can't really change that. But maybe we can come up with a term, to identify these people who would love, if they could snap their fingers and change their biology, could. We don't need to redefine it for everybody. Just this minority of people who it matters to. That would be a better argument. It would still be a waste of fucking time, but it's a better argument. That's how fucking stupid all this is. God, and then headlines about how Biden's storing of classified documents is different than Trump's storage of classified documents. You're a moron if you believe this shit. Biden, let me just give you some facts. Trump was president of the United States. Whether you liked it or not, he was the president. Presidents have the authority to classify or declassify anything they see fit. So if Trump or Obama or Bush or Clinton or anybody declassified documents and took them with them for their records, or maybe they got mixed in with some records that went with them, it's not criminal because they were the president. So they could have declassified the documents before they left. Some do. That happens. And when Biden leaves office this time around, same rule applies to Biden. See how easy that is? See how easy it is? Doesn't matter which political party see how easy it is to be fair to both sides. I'm not melting. It's easy. And when Biden leaves, he could do the same thing. Here's the fucking problem. He wasn't the president when he walked off with classified documents last time. He was the vice president. That's different. That matters. Not only that, he had documents at multiple places. Trump had documents under lock and key in his office in Mar-a-Lago, guarded by Secret Service agents. And we used the FBI to raid Trump on TV, live TV. Oh, look, CNN here. Oh, they're raiding Mar-a-Lago. Yay. Fucking stupid. But Biden has classified documents at several different properties. Some of them just in a closet. Some of them in his garage. But to you morons and idiots out there, that's okay because it's Biden. Fucking idiots. That's just pure stupidity on your part. If you're one of those people going, oh, no, that's totally different. No, you're totally different because you're an idiot. I mean, it is just on. And I was reading the headlines and I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to do a show. I talked to my wife. I was like, she was on her way to work. She's a school teacher. And I was like, I don't even want to do a show because America's this fucking stupid. And it's just saddening. It's like, I just don't want to do it. But I love America. And things could be so much easier and simpler than this. But we are rotting from the inside out right now. We're losing even the remote perception of a strong, powerful country right now. And that should matter. China and Russia going into an alliance and then brokering peace deals and energy deals in the Middle East and investing in development in Africa and South America and all this stuff while we're sitting around talking about equity. Fucking equity. Not equality, equity. That's what we're spending our fucking time doing while they're taking over the world. Who's next, guys? Who do you think's going to be next if we keep sitting here like we are being idiots and worried about shit that doesn't matter? Who do you think's next? It's us. Like we don't have this impenetrable force field around America to keep adversaries out. We're next. And we're asleep at the wheel, just letting it happen. It's almost like by design, right? How did we get here? I don't know. How did we get to being one of the dumbest countries in the world? Because we're there. We're there. In real talk, it's your fault. Real talk. It's American people's fault that we are where we are. Because we allowed all these people in power and the elitists and the media companies to band together to feed us nonstop propaganda, to keep us fat, dumb, and happy while they confiscate our wealth and subjugate us. Oh, no, Justin, nobody would do that. It's America. Yeah, they would. Guys, human history is more full of people trying to conquer other people and subjugate them than it is of democracies. But see, you're too stupid to know that because you don't want to read a history book. You don't want to look back. You're too busy getting likes on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook like a junkie. You're too stupid to know that the human condition is one of suppression. America and the idea of America and democracy and a constitutional republic was kind of a new thing, guys, 300 years ago. Novel concept. That's why it was an idea. It was an experiment, the American experiment. How will this work? Never really been done before. Let's try it. But it's going to take the American people not getting completely stupid for it to work. Well, that's why it's failing. That's why it's failing. We've had the opportunity, and I think we might have wasted it. Because we don't want to hold people accountable. We don't want the truth. You don't want the truth. You just want to go to your jobs every day and fuck off and go on vacation and watch TV and get fat, stupid, watch TikTok videos, get drunk. Yeah, woo. I get it. I used to be there too. I'm just as guilty for at least 30 some years of my life doing the same thing. So I'm just as guilty. I'm just as pissed off at myself, but I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to claim to be stupid because I've worked very hard to not be. Have I been asleep at the wheel and just not paying attention to politics? Yep, I'm guilty of that, guys. Like many of you, I'm guilty of that. Because I was more interested in building my own life and my own wealth, which is kind of how it's supposed to work. Except there's the element of holding your elected leaders and your government accountable in a constitutional republic. And that I didn't do a very good job of, and most of us haven't. But the stupid shit, no, I've never been stupid like most Americans are today. And we don't have to be. Just let go. Let go of your party affiliations. Let go of thinking Trump's evil and bad and Biden and Obama and all these other people are our saviors. Or the opposite. Biden is the devil and Trump is Jesus. If you're either one of those people, stop. Stop being fucking stupid. Wake the fuck up. Your government is not doing anything to help you. They're confiscating your wealth. Fuck, they're doing it right now and sending it to Ukraine. For what? And that was an article I saw today. For honor. Most people who don't support Ukraine don't understand the honor in supporting Ukraine. What fucking honor is there? And no shit, I'm not kidding you. The next thing I saw was how the guy who's like in charge of the Ukrainian banking system, the government official that's in charge of the Ukrainian banking system, pulled up recently to work in a brand new Bentley. So it's like, let's keep sending him money. What's the honor in it? I don't know. I personally don't give a shit. I care about America and Americans. Do I think what Putin's doing is wrong? Yes. But do I also think we're not getting the whole story here in America? Oh, 100%. 1,000% we're not getting the whole story. Why? Because there's been CIA, and before it was the CIA, we've had involvement with the CIA in Ukraine since the end of World War II. Doing what? I don't know. Probably a bunch of illegal, corrupt shit that they kept secret from the American people and still do to this day. Yeah, probably. And that's a fact. Now, all the corrupt shit, I don't know because I don't know, but it's a fact the CIA has been involved in Ukraine since the end of World War II. Now, why is that? I don't fucking know, but we should. That's my point. But saying that out loud, people are going to be like, that's conspiracy theory. You're just a dum-dum. No, you're the fucking dum-dum. You're the stupid people who, when there's smoke, you're like, oh, that's not a fire. It's just smoke exists outside of fire too, guys. That's stupidity. And there's smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. So we should ask the questions, and our government should be like, oh, yeah. So here's what we were doing in Ukraine since World War II. But they don't. And there should be people in the government, if there's corruption going on there, rooting it out. And there's a lot of evidence of corruption, but nobody's rooting it out, and none of you want to ask the questions. You just want 4 more years of propaganda and bullshit. Because you're stupid. Yeah, and I know this is a kind of turned into a rant podcast. I don't really care because it's sad. It's pathetic. And I feel like America has descended completely into stupidity. Because the proof is everywhere. Just read the headlines, guys. Just read the headlines. What shit is important to us? It proves how stupid we've become as a society. It's sad. Anyway, I'm going to go do some important shit right now. So if you're one of those stupid people, you know what? I don't care. I can be stupid. It's sad. You're pathetic. You're somewhat of a loser. If you buy all the dumb shit that you're being fed, you're dumb and you're a loser. And you probably deep down inside know that about yourself. And that's why you're so angry all the time and telling everybody that they're racist and Nazis and blah, blah, blah. Because deep down inside, you know you're a loser. And that must suck. Doesn't have to be that way. You could change at any point by just, appreciating facts and truth and reality. But I don't know. And for those of you that do believe in facts and value truth and reality, good for you. I feel sorry for you because you got to live with dum-dums. We all do. And it's sad and it sucks. And I'm sorry that it's not better than what it is, but it's just not. So it is what it is at this point. I'm going to keep bringing shows. I'm going to keep doing it. This was just a real talk moment because I'm tired of waking up and reading stupid ass headlines like the ones I have to read every single day and trying to bring facts. And the other thing, it's sad. I'm going to end it with this because I do got to get to work. I got to move on with my day and actually do important shit that, revolves around facts and truth. But I'll probably just leave it there. Because if I go down the rabbit hole, then I'm going to be ranting for a couple more minutes. And you guys don't come to the show to listen to me rant, I don't think. Yeah. No, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to keep doing the show. I'm going to keep trying to bring facts. I'm going to keep trying to get to you people. We are, though, running out of time, guys. And I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I'm not trying to make your Thursday shitty. But we are running out of time. And if we don't get involved now and say, fuck politics, screw it. I don't give a shit about Republicans. I don't give a shit about Democrats. I don't care about any of them. I care about our government functioning properly, which also includes functioning without corruption, with ethics and efficiency, and making America a better place to live, a more prosperous place where we value peace and equality again. Not all this radical, dumb, stupid shit that doesn't even fit reality. But we are running out of time to fix this. And guys, you can't tell me you're not looking around going, what the fuck is going on right now? If that's never crossed your mind, then you are truly the dumbest among us. But I'm going to keep bringing the show. I don't know if I'll do too many more real talks like this because I fear it's just me ranting. And maybe it is. And fuck it, it's my podcast. I'll say what the fuck I want. If you don't like it, turn it off, I guess. Go cry about it like most of you pathetic fucking losers do every day anyway. Cry about everything. Oh, I don't get my way. Oh, call me by my pronouns. No, I won't because I don't care. I live in reality. So anyway. All right, I'm going to stop now. I got to get to work, but I'll keep bringing shows. I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep trying to bring you facts. Whether you listen to them or not, I don't know, but we'll see. But America, we're better than this. We were designed to be better than this. We were not designed to descend in collective stupidity and allow the world around us to continue to grow while we fall apart at the seams and let them take us over. That's what will happen. And if you don't think that's a possibility, again, you're stupid. It is very possible. It's more possible now than it's ever been. I mean, China and Russia creating that alliance and brokering peace in the Middle East, two of the largest oil producing areas in the world. Guys, they're securing energy. Why would you need to do that? Well, I remember Japan attacked Pearl Harbor because their island couldn't control or couldn't produce enough oil to keep their war machine going. They'd been at war years before they attacked Pearl Harbor. And nobody thought Japan was going to attack Pearl Harbor. I mean, it was like, what the fuck? Japan is attacking Pearl Harbor? Are they crazy? That little ass island over there in the Pacific just it's going to attack the United States? It was crazy back then. It was like, what? That's real? Yeah, it was real. Nobody thought it would happen. Do you know one of the main reasons why it did happen? Because FDR cut off sales of oil to Japan because they were allied with Germany. And we were supporting our allies in Europe. So if you want to know how big of a deal energy is for a country that has geopolitical aspirations of control and dominance, just look back to World War II, guys, because that's what Japan was doing back then. And they needed lots of energy to keep their war machine going. So when we cut off their supply of oil that we were selling, it was an act of war for them. They attacked the United States of America. Now, I know Pearl Harbor is not LA or San Francisco, but it was still an American territory, and it was what jolted us into World War II. Energy is a big deal. So when you see your largest two geopolitical foes creating an alliance and making sure that they're not only securing as much energy as possible, but they're also investing in infrastructure projects in other countries that surround you, like South America, Latin America, and even in Africa. So they're surrounding your allies. Guys, that's a march towards world dominance. When they're paying off your leaders, which has happened, guys, for those of you dum-dums, that's something to pay attention to. When they fly a fucking spy balloon over your country and your fucking president does nothing about it until it completes its mission, what was the money for, Joe? What was the money for? I don't know. It's so weird. So fucking weird that we just let it go. No, don't shoot it down yet. It's not done. It kind of reminds me of that scene on Joe Dirt where he gets adopted gets fostered by the lady, and he's sitting there and she's explaining to him, your homework will be done every night. You will bathe. And the dog's over there humping his leg. And it's like he's trying to push this dog off. And the lady's like, oh, no, don't worry. He'll stop when he's finished. Like that kind of reminds me of the whole spy balloon thing, right? China's flying them. Oh, no, we'll shoot it down when they're finished. No, we got to let them take high definition video and photos first and make sure they're, sent back to China. But then, yeah, we'll shoot it down, guys, of course. What was the money for? It's weird. What was the money for, Joe? And you know what? Some of you stupid people out there would be upset for me saying that very thing. That's how stupid you are. The wire transfers are real. The wire transfers are real. All the treasury reports, the banking reports for the anti-money laundering reports for the suspicious activities, all those are real. That banks actually filled them out. They're real, but there's stupid people out there that are going to get upset at me for saying, what's the money for, Joe? That's how stupid you are, because you should be asking the same question. We know that it's all real. The wire transfers are real for you stupids out there. So as the American people, as an American citizen, I'd kind of like to know when I'm watching us sell out to green energy and solar and with the new green energy deal, which was also supposed to be for infrastructure, yet we got trains derailing all over the place. Fucking roads that suck. And we put all these billions into the Green New Deal, right? For all you climate alarmists out there. And it's nothing more than a transfer of wealth, but you're too stupid to figure that out. Oh, but no, global warming. Guys, they said 40 years ago that we'd be underwater if we didn't lower our carbon emissions by the year 2000. It's 2023. We're still here, and our carbon emissions didn't get lowered. They went up. China has more carbon emissions than we do every day, but yet we need to reduce our carbon footprint, and they don't. But yet, no, China's not trying to take over the world or anything. They didn't pay off Joe Biden to do shit they want him to do or anything. I don't know. Maybe it was just a nice thing. They were like, oh, we had dinner one night in China, and Joe's just a nice guy, so we gave him millions of dollars. Maybe that's it. For you dum-dums out there, that you might be right. Maybe that was it. I still want to know the answer to the fucking question. Why? What was the money for? There's all this shit, but we're too dumb to fucking pay attention. Anyway, I said I was going to end the show a few minutes ago. I'm going to end the show. I got to get going. I got work to do. I love America, guys. I'm going to keep fighting for it. I do have a little less hope today in America than I did a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. I don't know where it's going to go. I hope and pray that we can figure this out and that more of you will wake up and see reality. It doesn't have to be doom and gloom, and it doesn't have to be all screwed up like it is. But if we don't do something, and by do something, that means get involved. Stop giving your money to the political parties. Stop fucking giving your money to them. If you got money in BlackRock or Vanguard, take it out. Like, you got to punch these people in the balls, and that's the only way to do it is with your money. So take your money out. Stop donating to them. If there's a candidate you support, send your money directly to that candidate. If there's somebody you want to support politically, either volunteer to help them or send your money directly to them. Don't give it to the political parties or the political establishment. Get interested. Pay attention. Show up to meetings. Go to the governmental agency websites and read the shit that they have to post. And they don't post it all, but it gives you a good enough picture of what's going on. Stop listening to the corporate media. They're fucking lying to you. That's legit. Stop listening to them. Turn it off. If you want the news, go over to Substack or somewhere like that where real journalism is still happening. Not everybody on Substack is real journalism. I'm not making that claim, but there are several good journalists over there who are still doing journalism. Go to those sources because they're really trying to get to the facts. Stop listening to the corporate news outlets. They are lying to you. Stop listening to politicians. Not all of them, but the vast majority of them have their own agenda. So they are also lying to you. It's just simple. They're lying because their agenda is to promote themselves, to stay in power, to keep all the perks, and to get wealthy on your backs. So stop listening to the bullshit. Stop believing everything you see on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. There's so much bullshit out there, just fake stuff. And now with AI, like, they can literally create fake videos and pictures and shit. So be suspect and suspicious over everything you see or hear. And the last thing I'll say, if you want to be involved, ask questions. Never be afraid to ask questions. Question everything. Everything. Question everything I've claimed and said. Like, prove it wrong. Go dig for the information and prove it wrong. Question everything. Always. And if we do those things collectively, we will get shit back. Well, you're going to be blindsided and blown away by the sheer amount of corruption and bullshit that's been going on in our government. If we all did everything I just said, it would all start to unravel on them and fall apart. And the truth would start coming out in droves. And it will be overwhelming how fucked up it all is. But that's a good thing, because we can fix it at that point. So it'll be overwhelming at first, but get involved, ask questions, stop giving them money, question everything. All right. That's what we need to do, guys. I got to get going, though. I've said it like 5 times now. I appreciate if you stopped by and checked out the episode. Sorry if you felt like it was a rant. Actually, I'm not really all that sorry. It's a real talk. I just wanted to be honest. We cannot continue to descend into stupidity in this country. So if you're one of those stupidos, whatever, like, pull your head out of your ass. Like, seriously, like, join the winning team. And that winning team is just facts and reality, right? And attention to details. Come over to that team. Otherwise, you're a brainwashed moron. Like, and I'm sorry, not sorry, but it's your truth, okay? Otherwise, you're just a brainwashed moron. If you want to stay over there, that's fine. But I hope you pull your head out of your ass and join the movement real soon. So I got to go. Guys, thanks for showing. Hey, if you got some from the show, whatever, share the show. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. It'll help get it up in the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. It will help the show grow. And leave me some feedback, comments, reviews. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. If I pissed you off, good. Maybe you needed it. Maybe you needed to hear this. But yeah, share the show, guys. Until next time, I'm going to be back with you tomorrow. Actually, you know what? I might take the rest of the week off and be back with you guys Monday morning. Haven't decided yet, but worst case, I'll be back with you Monday morning. Guys, I cannot wait until then. But until then, guys, hey, try to have a good American day and take care of yourselves. All right, goodbye.